Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's the day after, the morning after, I guess, D23. People have had time to digest all the news. And
Disney stock still doing the walk of shame.
And Disney stock is still doing the walk of shame. It's actually dropping today because they are clarifying some of their big announcements over the weekend regarding the theme parks. And people speculate, and we talked about this in the roundup video yesterday, that they were going to replace the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island with cars, and they are.
And they didn't clarify this until after D23 was over, when the executives, tomorrow and stuff, are safely tucked away from from the parks fans.
Yeah, because when they made a huge announcement that was very unpopular before, I remember this was D23 2017. They announced they were getting rid of the wench auction to be more diverse and inclusive, and they were going to turn the redhead into Red the Pirate. They actually got booed. So
this one was close to being booed.
It was close to being booed.
People were not.
Well, they're not now either. And we're going to talk about this. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop that they're going to clarify that, yeah, they're demolishing Muppets Theater and they're going to demolish Star Tours or move it. They should just move it to Galaxy's Edge.
Animation Courtyard makes the most sense to me, but because that's right there with the other Pixar stuff. But we'll see.
We will see what happens. But this is a very unpopular opinion because, as people correctly point out, this was something that Walt himself loved in Disneyland, and they brought that over to Magic Kingdom. Tom Sawyer Island, Rivers of America, the riverboat.
Now, to be fair, Tom Sawyer Island is not that popular.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of dated, but this makes as much sense to a lot of people as getting rid of Main Street USA.
Yeah, they're worried they're going to do that next. I don't think they'll go that far, but Tom Sawyer Island wasn't utilized very much, but the Rivers of America, the waterway there was nice, and you had the boat. A lot of people didn't ride the boat, but if you didn't, that was your stupidity, because the boat's cool, because there's a whole story that goes with the boat that tied in the different mountains to the Haunted Mansion, which was actually pretty cool. But now they take that out. That's like the waterway. So there's no water in that park. Now, all the other theme parks at Disney and Walt Disney World have water in it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to take that water out. We have the Jungle Cruise. That doesn't count.
And people are just, they're highly concerned because they're like, again, this is a bit of the stuff that Walt wanted in the park. And we're taking that out, the Americana out of the Disney parks, and replacing it with Bob Iger's vision of Disney, which is just more IP.
Thing too. It's Frontierland.
It's Frontier.
Why the fuck is Cars in Frontierland?
They tried to make it mesh. I could tell watching the presentation that DeMauro knew it was not going to be popular.
Oh, well, they try to double down on it. If you look at my article, and they have the comments from the Disney Parks blog, here we go down. I have the quote. Here's what they said. They said that, well, first of all, they said you're going to be able to hurry up and go over there and see it before they tear it down next year. So next year they're going to start doing this. But they have this Michael Hungen, who is part of Walt Disney Imagineering's portfolio executive producer for Disney World. We're thrilled to create this original Cars adventure and put our guests in the driver's seat as we quite literally explore a new frontier in Frontierland. No, Mike, no. Part of pioneering this new story includes tapping into the themes of exploration and adventure that inspire so many of us to keep propelling forward. Again, it's not going to fly with people, Mike. They're not going to buy into this. This is a new frontier. It's flipping cars, Mike.
Yeah.
Anytime we touch Magic Kingdom, we recognize the massive responsibility that exists to get it right and tell stories that connect with our guests. No, you don't. If you understood that, you would think, okay, we'll put this beyond Thunder Mountain. Putting cars right there is stupid. And people aren't going to like it because you're saying that's Frontierland.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So this is your daily dose of Dismal Disney. This was not a popular
they want to put it in. I first think putting cars in is stupid because people don't really care about cars anymore. And you have Cars Land at Disneyland, so you don't need it. There were so many other things you could have put in here. I mean, Coco or something else would have made more sense. And, they just want to shove another IP in.
Well, so this goes back to a couple of years ago and the rumors that Disney was basically, and again, this is all connected with Splash Mountain, right? That Disney was going to go through and audit the park for sensitivity reasons, and we have Tom Sawyer's Island, you know, and it's like, we can't have that. I mean, you could have just reskinned it or put a playground on or something.
The rivers of America, they're probably mad about some of the scenes, and because, you know, they have they're saying the mark. And, it's a black person saying it and everything else. They're probably like, well, that's racist because Mark Twain's time.
That's exactly why
history's racist.
Yeah, no. The reason I think they're doing, this is my personal opinion, right? The reason I think they're doing what they're doing to Frontierland, and I think Liberty Square is going to be next, is history is racist.
No, my personal opinion,
the people at Disney. My
personal opinion is they'll use that as an excuse because they always used islamophobia as an excuse, but they just want to shove more IP in.
This is about, at the end of it, from my point of view here regarding Iger, is he wants to leave his mark. And notice that like almost all the stuff. Like a pea stain. Yeah, notice almost all the stuff that they announced, it was almost all stuff that was done on his watch.
Well, here's my thing though. With the things they changed the wench auction, and they claimed it was because of, you know, sexism, no. and that everybody was demanding it, even though no one did. And I actually identify as the redhead, and I didn't think it needed changed. And they also, because let's make no mistake, it's not about that. It was because they were trying to make a new Pirates, and they were going to try to make Red the Pirate as a character for the new Pirates IP. That's what it was about. Splash Mountain. They changed it because they were trying to change it for years to Tiana, and they wouldn't go through. People kept, you know, when they would make any claim to it or the rumor would get leaked, people would get mad. And the only way they could push it through was the Summer of Love. Yeah. And they were trying to claim it's for racism reasons. It was never for that. It was because they were trying to shove IP into Splash Mountain. And now they're going to try to claim it's because, oh, we need to update. Oh, because, you know, these things are kind of, you know, diversity inclusion initiatives are kind of racist. We need to take it out. They haven't done it yet, but they probably will. They'll probably make that excuse here soon. But it's not about that. It's about putting more IP in, and they need more land to shove IP in to try to drive, you know, ticket sales. And they're going to take out what they think isn't popular and fill it in to put stuff in they think will drive ticket sales. At the end of the day, it's all about money and it's about IP. Make no mistake. They're going to say it's about diversity and inclusion. It's not.
Very few, like, I can't think of a single like Disney influencer that I follow that thinks it's a good idea. Most people are like, this is freaking terrible. They thought, like, there were rumors for a while that they were going to bring cars, but people thought it was going to go beyond Thunder Mountain. It was going to be cars and villains.
And so they don't have all those other things beyond Thunder Mountain except for the Villains Land, which isn't going to be very big. And they were teasing 3 or 4 different things behind there before. Why couldn't they put it behind and then put villains back there?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they?
Money.
But why would it be money? Because it's probably going to be more expensive to flip and fill this in.
It's just bad. It's just bad. People are even like, there's no continuity. Because the one thing I loved about Magic Kingdom, and the same with Disneyland, was how well thought out it originally was, that you would go from one land to another, and they would always have, like, you know, where one land ended and another began. They always had this kind of natural transition, right?
Well, why couldn't they take the Autotopia out and put it there? Or why couldn't they have made Autotopia cars? Because it never fit with Tomorrowland anyway.
No, that would have been perfect.
They could have just done that. Now you got 2 cars attractions.
Yeah.
Or are they going to do this and then get rid of Autotopia?
I think they'll probably get rid of Autotopia. You know, they've been rumored to look at replacing the vehicles with electric vehicles, because they still, which, I mean, I can understand that.
But I'm just saying, why couldn't they put it there?
Because it's not racist. It just pollutes the environment.
I'm just saying, they could have still got it in there.
But they're gonna gut Liberty Square, and they're gonna.
They haven't said that yet. Just clarify.
I can.
They better not touch Haunted Mansion.
Almost go. No, they won't.
If they do that, people are gonna riot.
Well, no, they're gonna touch the Haunted Mansion. They're gonna take out problematic elements. But I think what they'll probably do is extend the Haunted Mansion area to be like Liberty Square is going to be extended, because they talked about before, and this is. I'm really surprised they haven't done it yet. They were gonna retheme the restaurant, possibly to Haunted Mansion too.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that either. Columbia Harbor House.
Yeah. But apparently they got rid of the hush puppies. Have they gotten rid of them?
I don't know. I haven't been there for a while. Honestly, the way they keep doing stuff, I don't know when I'm going back.
I got to tell you,
I wanted to go back. Dang it. My daughter keeps begging to go back, and now I'm like, but I don't want to give them money.
People says it's universal. Yeah, pretty much. It's not going. It's just not going well. I don't think anybody likes it.
Oh, someone did that.
Did what?
Didn't you see the video? They took what it looks like now, and then it overlaid with the other thing. Go back to the beginning. So you look, oh, look, there it is. Oh, that's what it looks like now.
Yeah. Oh, God, no.
Well, wait, I'm looking at the waterway, and he let it go. Let it play through.
They're getting rid of most of the waterway.
So the waterway looks like that's where they're going to put. No, they're filling it in.
They're filling it in.
I'm like, they're not even using it for some of the track.
No.
I don't know.
So people were making jokes that they paved paradise and they put in a parking lot, and I'm like, I think this is terrible.
I just think I understand Tom Sawyer Island is not popular. I get it. I honestly thought they would turning it into something else a long time ago. But taking the water out is what people are mostly upset about, because one, it was how Disney designed it. And two, it's just that there's no waterway now. Like, all the parks have some kind of water feature, and then they're going to take it out. Yeah,
I think I think it's terrible. I think it's absolutely terrible. I'm at the point now, and I've talked about, we do the Pirates and Princesses podcast too. And I'm having a really hard time with promoting or saying anything positive about Disney now, because it's just like they just don't care. They care about profit, right? But I can't get excited about because this is like, to me, this is vandalism. This isn't like, oh, well, it's a ride, you can't ever change anything. I'm like, no, this is a huge part of the way Magic Kingdom was intentionally designed. And you're destroying it to throw in some more IP. And the Karens are going to lap it up. But like the Disney diehards, the people that have been taking their family for, generations, they have DVC, they've been there for years, whatever. As they see more and more of Walt disappearing from the parks to be replaced with the Iger era IP, they're noping out. It's getting easier and easier to just walk away. I mean, this on top of the price hikes, it's like, it's not even recognizable anymore. It's all they do is just like, oh, what's the latest movie? Okay, cool. Tear down something people loved and throw up a new ride, another coaster, another, whatever ride, and, 15 overpriced restaurants and shops. And it's ridiculous. It's just, I can't believe, unless they fired all the old Imagineers, that they'd be okay with this. I'd be like this, like, you can re-theme Tom Sawyer Island, but filling it in,
I don't know. I mean, they said there might be a little bit. They point out this one picture. There might be a little area they can keep the water.
A little tiny.
Okay, but I would also keep some of the water. I mean, I honestly understand why they want to get rid of Tom Sawyer Island. I get it. I'm not saying I don't understand why. I just think it's completely removing the water and the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island is colossally stupid.
People say about the riverboat surviving with no riverboat. I think what they're going to do is, I heard before they were going to turn it into Tiana's restaurant.
I don't know, because I saw the station was still in the picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll probably dock it. There have been rumors that they were going to dock it and just turn it into Tiana's restaurant.
Well, they're not going to have any water and even have it docked in. It's just going to be like stuck there and landlocked.
I mean, I get that time marches on, but what we're seeing year after year is that the current regime at Disney does not give a shit about the company's history, other than to just, merchandise stuff that people liked from years gone by.
And just because something is in the West doesn't mean it's Frontierland, No. Like the argument to make it Frontierland is, people are like, just say it's not Frontierland anymore and call it something else. Or leave the street that was still there, leading up to Big Thunder Mountain Frontierland, and then call the other section something else,
Yeah. People are not happy. Look, the old heads. I mean, look, like the Karens that, we got suckered. Yeah.
What they thought they meant by Beyond Big Thunder Mountain than what they actually meant. Yeah.
Oh, just wait until you figure out what's going on with Monsters, Inc. I think it's going to be worse than, I think that at that point, I'm like, okay, so here, all these new attractions that they announced, you could have technically just built a fifth gate and had a Cars land and a Villains land and a Monsters, Inc. land in a fifth gate, but that costs too much. So let's just bulldoze.
Interesting, this person down below here, I think they summed it up perfectly. Replacing something isn't an expansion.
Yeah.
There's nothing being expanded here. The blessing of size, what are you guys doing? Add capacity. The problem is they need to add more room because it gets overcrowded. And their answer is to just repurpose the waterway. I guess it's adding some capacity, but it really isn't an expansion.
A lot of people are saying they think they were deliberately vague with Villains Land.
I agree. I think they just
because they're going to cancel it.
Yeah.
They're going to cancel. Well,
Yeah, whatever they say they're going to do. I know they're already working on the Cars thing, but whatever they say they're going to do, just expect them to cancel half of it.
Look at Epcot, or when they do it, they're going to half-ass it. Look at the they were going to do a Main Street theater, and they said that the reason that the reason they canceled it, and this is before the pandemic, they said the reason they canceled it was that money was going to be diverted to new monorails.
Yes. And none of it happened.
None of it happened.
And the money just went poof and no one knows where it went.
Record profits, everybody. Record profits. Well, no, they built the Skyliners, but they probably built this.
Skyliners are ugly. Sorry, they're ugly.
I think they're ugly. I think they're dangerous. I think
ugly.
But I think the reason they built that is they probably looked at it and they're like, well, it's cheaper to just build the Skyliners than it is to have all these buses and hire all these bus drivers. So we'll just, do the...
Probably. It's like, well, we're more people, so we'll just make another transportation. But it ruins the skyline and it's ugly.
By the time they get to Villains Land or whatever, because remember, Epic Universe actually has an expansion area. They have like multiple pads, but there's also talk that they might do another gate beyond Epic Universe. They should have taken all this and put this into another park. But again, that costs money. Instead, we're going to build, what is it, 4 more cruise ships, 5 more cruise ships?
Yeah, all the money is going to the cruise ships. That's where it's going because cruise ships are really expensive. And people said, about the villains area, they're like, oh, they can't cancel it because they have to compete with Epic, and they're not wrong. They have to, but they just shit something out.
This isn't the way to do it. This is, I thought it was supposed to be beyond Big Thunder, not replacing Rivers of America. Bad move. It's a terrible decision, the placement. So you guys thought it was going to stop with Splash Mountain. You thought it was going to stop with the Country Bears. You thought it was going to stop with the shooting
People
arcade.
thought they were just going to put it behind, like they said they were going to. But what they meant was they wanted you to bend over and give it to you in the behind. That's what they meant.
Yeah, these are all responses to the official Disney Parks account. We don't want it. The placement sucks. RIP Rivers of America, keep it. Save Rivers of America. Magic Kingdom can't become a concrete jungle. The river is a beautiful sightline, Frontierland. I agree, especially when looking toward the Haunted Mansion. I'll be over at Universal, staying at a deluxe resort. When I think of the old Frontier, the first thing that comes to mind is talking cars. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cars do not fit.
People are like...
Beyond, okay, but not Frontierland.
Well, people are like, look at all the TLC that's going into Epic Universe. Like, they're even building Celestial Park, and they're making sure there's, like, lots of trees and some water.
They have a bunch of water features.
Yeah.
And all the other parks at Disney World have water features. Maybe they're just going to start taking the water features out because they're gator problem. I don't know. But, like, Epcot has the World Showcase Lagoon. Hollywood Studios has the big lagoon in the middle there too, over by Gertie and stuff. Then you have Animal Kingdom has the waterway that goes right there, and they did like the Rivers of Light, stuff on the water. And here we had the Magic Kingdom. You had the Rivers of America, and they just start taking it.
Yeah. Look at all these Disney fans. There's like, you're destroying Magic Kingdom day by day. Think of what your customers want. Have you all lost your damn minds? This is gross.
They don't care what you say.
They don't care.
People said the same things about, the Wench Auction and Splash Mountain, and they just didn't care.
They don't care. I mean, that basically sums everything up. Disney doesn't care. Disney World, as we've known it, no longer exists. The Walt Disney Company, as we've known it, no longer exists. I'm at the point where, like, I can't believe I'm at this place right now. I know we dunk on Disney, all the time. We have been for years, right? But there was always part of me, I guess, that secretly hoped that they would get it together. And it just seems like they're just doubling down on the worst possible ideas. And
again, it would have been fine if they put it behind. And even then, I think they're overusing Cars. And honestly, the Cars movies aren't that popular.
Not anymore.
No, they aren't good. I'm sorry, they're not good. I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. They suck. Yeah. I don't understand those fascination with Cars. They're not good.
They're gonna do that. I mean, I guarantee. I can almost guarantee that Muppet Vision is not long for this world either, and they're just gonna get rid of it and just throw. Again, you could build a whole new park. All that stuff that they announced could have gone into a new park. But no, we got to bulldoze.
I do agree tearing Tom Sawyer Island into something else. Completely agree with you there because people don't go over there very much. I agree with that. I just don't think this is it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. So they're like, yeah, the placement here. You have a 1700s area, an 1800s area, Frontier Town, then Tiana's, which is set in the 20s with modern cars. It makes no damn sense. Why does it look like Grizzly Peak? Yeah,
it does. It kind of looks like
I have given up. I have officially given up on Disney doing anything smart. It's as long as Bob Iger's there, it's going to be Igerland, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to write a sequel.
He's trying to make sure he's replacing Disney
with everything that was on his watch, his acquisitions.
I meant like he's trying to replace Walt Disney as he's the one everybody remembers.
Yeah,
and it's like it's not going to work, Iger. So.
Well, yeah, because again, look at what they're putting in the parks. It's all stuff he bought or that got greenlit on his watch. Yeah, they're not going back to 60s or 70s Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like even after Walt's death, immediately after his death, they're not going back to a peak Walt Disney because everything back then is racist, according to the people at Disney now. This is all Iger era Disney, and he's gonna deface everything in this damn park. He'll probably put a statue of himself up there.
I wouldn't surprise me if he thought he'd get away with it. But like, yeah, like people were showing, there's area back there. They could have built it back there and kept at least part of the Rivers of America so that there was still like the little bit of a like a circle they could have had the boat go across. And they're right, they could have. But they're not. I mean, that's what people are mad about.
Yeah.
They're not mad that you're replacing Tom Sawyer Island so much. They're mad that you're completely demolishing Rivers of America in its entirety. That's what they're mad about. If you just left some part of Rivers of America, I don't think people would be mad. They're mad because you're destroying Rivers of America to put this other thing in when you did not have to. And there's no need to destroy. And there's probably some financial reason like, oh, it's expensive to keep maintaining Rivers of America. Yeah, and that's why they're doing it. They're looking for a reason to get rid of it. I'm sure that's probably something like that.
Gators.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something like that. I'm sure. And they're afraid they're going to get sued because people can jump in the water and stuff.
So it's going to be hotter than hell. Again, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm sure it's something more of some back end reason, but they could have kept they could have kept part of it. People wouldn't be mad if they kept part of it.
Screw it all. I'm telling you, the truth is like I have officially given up on Disney.
I don't care about I think Monsters Inc. coming to Hollywood's kind of fun, especially if you put it in Animation Courtyard.
Animation Courtyard.
If you put it there, I'm all for it.
I mean, honestly,
100% for it.
But because Animation Courtyard, you could have put the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway in that building and left the Great Movie Ride alone. That, again, they don't care. The Great Movie Ride was the heart of that park, and they ripped it out. They don't care. Mickey
and Minnie's Runaway Railway sucks. I'm sorry. If you compare the two, there's no comparison.
It's not.
It's great. Screens and bullshit. It's not even good. I mean, it's okay. But it's not Great Movie Ride.
It's not an e-ticket. It's meh. It's all right. It should have gone in the Animation Courtyard. That would have made a lot more sense. Just everything. It's just all IP. And even the Mickey Mouse finally gets his own ride, and they base it on the modern version of Mickey Mouse. So RIP Magic Kingdom. That's
Pretty much.
I mean,
and they could like this drawing. They could have done that. I'm sure there's a reason why they didn't, but they could have left part of the Rivers of America. And if they had just done that, people wouldn't be so mad.
Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.